And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth and around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and most importantly, we want to engage with you in an effort to help you win. Now, we want to save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372. Now, check out consumerqb.com. When you go to our website, you'll see links to all of our expert contributors. We've got the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region that we've assembled, we vetted, and we bring on the show to help you understand more about your buying decisions. Consumerqb.com. Plethora of information available there. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, all their contact information at consumerqb.com. And there's also a third way to connect. Text REQB to 313131. Just simply text REQB, like real estate quarterback, to 313131, and you'll be able to connect with us. Eunice Halstead in the house, insuranceriskspecialist.com. Welcome in.
Hi, nice to be here again.
Yes, looking great today. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I have some good news today.
Nice. All right. The bearer of good news. That's great. That sounds really good. So we'll talk about, property casualty insurance, business insurance, cybersecurity, all the fun stuff that we talk about with Eunice Halstead, insuranceriskspecialist.com. All right. We got Connor Keller in the house, Insect IQ, insectiq.com.
Hi, Brandon. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming in.
So you've heard of the birds and the bees. Today I want to talk about the bats and bees.
The bats and the bees.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like fun.
Excellent. Yeah, that's sounds like something different there. Something from a consultative point of view with the the consumers out there. There's a lot of things that are going to affect your real estate. It comes down to termites. Got the pest control, helping people with the honey bee removal service as well. So we're going to talk about the bats today a little bit too, right?
Yeah, bat season just started. Probably about 15, 20 jobs on the books. It's very busy right now.
Wow.
Just like any other animal, they're seeking food, water, shelter, and that shelter happens to be your house or business. They smell really bad, and there's some diseases and other things you need to worry about. So I can't wait to talk about it.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. Let's give a shout out to wholebodyfuel.com. Wholebodyfuel.com. Chef prepared meals delivered directly to your home or office. And the chef does a great job. They're convenient, it's healthy, and it's delivered directly to your home or office. And they've got a price point of about $8 to $10 a meal, which you would pay that going through a fast food drive-through anyway. So wholebodyfuel.com. Plan out your meals. What else do you have in this world if you don't have your health? So if you're seeking convenient weight loss or optimal nutrition, we'll make nourishing your whole body taste great. Wholebodyfuel.com. And they've got the world famous protein donuts. They're really good. So our official partner there, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Got an open house this weekend also at one of our listings, 1370 Gulf Boulevard, unit number 401, Clearwater Beach, Bella Rosa condo on Sand Key, Clearwater Beach. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,200 square feet, $1.175 million listing of mine. Beautiful property right on the gorgeous Gulf of Mexico, Clearwater Beach. Beautiful property. Open house Saturday, 11 to 2. Say hello to George with PlatinumMVPRealty.com. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. All right, let's jump right into it. Eunice Halstead back in studio here, Insurance Risk Specialist, and the website is the same, insuranceriskspecialist.com.
Yes.
All right. So what say you?
So, excuse me. That we are entering peak hurricane season. It's funny because my birthday is just a little while away, and I remember for many years I spent my birthday putting up storm shutters.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that time of year, right?
Yeah. So as we are entering peak hurricane season, NOAA and FEMA have both indicated that ocean conditions in the atmosphere are conspiring to produce a less active Atlantic hurricane season that was originally expected.
Thank God.
So we're still expecting some storms, and the hurricane season does end at the end of November. Okay. But apparently there is a high likelihood of having an El Nino develop during this time, and that will suppress storm development and the strength of the storms that do develop. Apparently we have had 4 named cyclones, 4 named storms throughout this year already. Nothing has happened really from any one of those, but we should be, although we should always be aware, we should always be prepared, we can relax a little bit that hopefully it won't be like last year.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Last year just seemed one after the other. Bad, back to back, and then the monster storm. And by the way, Beryl, Leo Kane on our show from Beryl was like, he's wanting Beryl to be a little bit more of a fake out storm, but Beryl engineering. But anyways, kind of a bad joke we had there. But so when you look at the storms, so less active, so they're predicting a less active storm season.
Yes.
So that's good. That's good stuff.
So less storms will be developing, and hopefully less strong storms also will be developing.
That'd be great. Yeah, we need a break. We need a little bit of a break this year. Yeah, because people don't realize once one of those hurricanes get in the box, so to speak, where they have these parallel lines running down, where once a hurricane's in the box, you cannot bind insurance any longer. So that means no real estate closings if somebody wants insurance on their home.
That's correct.
Most people do, right? So
both for commercial properties and for personal properties. Once there is a storm that's on the way and the track is clear to where it's going, the insurance companies shut down underwriting, and there's no way you can get insurance at that point in time. And that goes for flood as well. Remember that property insurance and homeowners insurance does not cover flood. So neither one of them can be purchased after there's a storm on the way.
Wow. Yeah. So the time to do that is now. Get your coverages in place, your insurance policies in place, your flood, your wind, all the different types of cybersecurity for your business. But yeah, so think about the impact that has on our economy. If there's no real estate closings happening for 1 week, 2 weeks, a month or more, especially if there was a devastating storm that would impact, like it did down in Collier County last year, some of the counties in South Florida that got hit. Think about the impact that has. No real estate closings. That's a lot of money missed out for real estate agents, title agents, closing departments, escrows, insurance reps. Absolutely. So the real estate is such a powerful, part of our economy.
Yes. And on another note, people in Puerto Rico are still trying to come back from Maria.
Yeah.
It's not fully recovered yet.
Yeah, the poor folks down there, man. Oh, man, they got hit hard. And I think it was something like 1,100 fatalities, 1,200 fatalities is what it ended up being reported. Or was it more? I think it may have been more.
I'm not really sure of the amount, but it was quite a few, and the devastation was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to be prepared. So what kind of advice do you have for our listeners out there, Eunice? Eunice Halstead here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, insurance risk specialist. So you're helping them with all types of property casualty, business, cybersecurity. What kind of advice would you have, given this time of year where we're at?
So another thing that's going on is insurance companies are revising their rates, not only on automobile, but also for homeowners policies and commercial property because of last year.
Yes.
So they had a lot of losses. So now they have to make up for those losses, and that means increased premiums.
Yep.
So make sure that you have your 4-point inspections, your wind mitigation certificates, that your roofs are in good condition, and shop your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Shop your insurance. I'm doing it myself.
Yep.
I'm shopping my insurance again to try to see if I can get a better rate.
And you can do that effectively for them. That's what you do.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes. Yep. I have a number of companies that I represent, and I would be happy to shop their insurance to see if we can save them some money.
Yeah. We had a rough year last year, but what about, the year before and the year before? You think about the down years. Aren't those supposed to offset the worst years? Don't these people get paid a lot of money to, figure out what these equations are, the mathematical equations?
Yes, but sometimes I shouldn't say this, but the truth is sometimes they get greedy, and sometimes they, on really good years, what happens is that they pay themselves big bonuses, and they also give dividends to their shareholders when they're making a good profit. So not necessarily is that money, again, available for payment of claims.
Right.
But, as the economy continues to move along, they continue to make money and to make reserves for claims every year with the premiums that they continue to receive every year.
So it's not necessarily kept as reserves.
Not
Right.
forever.
Yeah. So cybersecurity, that's another big issue. We talk about this on the show as well. And so cybersecurity, what exactly does that mean, cybersecurity?
Cyber liability.
Liability, yep.
Right now, we have about 4,000 ransomware attacks each day in the United States. Last year, the businesses lost $87 billion in trying to deal with these cyber liability issues. So it's when, you get an email, and I've gotten several in the last couple of days that are strange emails from people that I don't know, or that look somewhat similar to something like Amazon or from a bank that I don't really do business with.
Yep.
And they're doing like the phishing scam, trying to get my information.
They're phishing.
Yeah, they're phishing.
They're phishing, trying to get a sucker to reply and give them their information, their bank information, their social security. Happens in the real estate space too. Yeah, happens in the real estate space as well.
Yes.
All right, stay with us right here at Consumer Quarterback Show. Do not touch that dial. And when we come back, more from our expert contributors and our feel-good story of the week. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by Platinum MVP Realty, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. And giving a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill, our official restaurant partner at the International Plaza Mall is Brio Tuscan Grill. And you will discover an Italian menu, signature drinks, cozy atmosphere, and a very friendly wait staff, bringing you the pleasures of a Tuscan country villa to Tampa. And so we invite you to check them out, Brio Tuscan Grill. They've got a special going on right now for our listeners and our viewers of our TV show as well. All you have to do is mention that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show and that you heard this message, and they're going to hook you up with a free appetizer over at Brio Tuscan Grill. And all you have to do is mention the show. They're going to hook you up with tomato and mozzarella caprese. You've got the roasted garlic, spinach, and artichoke dip, spicy shrimp and eggplant, beef carpaccio, and a lot of awesome flatbreads and calamari. Awesome good food over there. And it is complimentary just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Go say hello to the team over there. Let them know that we sent you. And special incentives await you over there at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. All right, we're back here in studio, Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio. Eunice, Halstead, Insurance Risk Specialist. Connor Keller, InsectIQ.com. I want to let you know about a hot listing before we jump back into it. 12520 Sparkleberry Road, Tampa. This is in Westwood Lakes. 4 bedrooms, 2 full bath. Got a half bath, and it's almost 2,300 square feet, listed at $349,000. A great buying opportunity, one of the most popular neighborhoods surrounding Tampa's desirable water chase, and a beautiful property here. Compliments of PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Beautiful property in Tampa Bay. All right, let's jump into it. We got Connor Keller here in the house, InsectIQ.com. And what are you seeing out there, buddy?
Well, we were talking about on the break, bats in general, they're protected during the summertime. So from about June 15th to August 15th, they're federally protected. That's when they're breeding and having babies. So it's not, we can't molest them or relocate them in any way. So it's just something that's been kind of a hot topic lately. Mm-hmm. Before we get into bats, Eunice and I were talking about insurance on the break, and basically things that are covered and not covered when you're looking at homeowners insurance or casualty insurance. So things like honeybees, rats, cockroaches, those are kind of things that aren't covered under insurance, and they can get really expensive really fast. So it's something you really should check with your insurance agent on. Discuss things that are covered, not covered under your policy. The more you understand about that, the better off you'll be as a consumer. Yeah. Some policies do cover things like larger animals like raccoons or possums, especially if they're going to do structural damage to the house. And we can come in and trap and remove those animals, and then the structure can be repaired properly so you no longer have an issue. And that may be something you can file a claim on your homeowner's insurance for. Okay. And of course, Eunice would know more about that than I.
So like honeybees, you mentioned, some of those things are not covered.
No, not at all. Most things are not covered, to be honest. Is that correct? Yeah. Eunice, wouldn't you agree?
Pests of any kind, vermin, that's not covered under the homeowner's policy.
Right. And they can cause damage.
They can cause a lot of damage, but that's part of the regular maintenance of the home. So we expect the homeowner to maintain their home and to hire a proper person or company to go and take care of those pests.
A licensed professional.
Yeah, that's right.
Most require that. And termites are probably your single biggest financial problem. And most termites are preventable. When we talk a lot about termites on the show, right? But subterranean termites specifically do billions of dollars a year across the continental United States. So let's say you buy a house, you live in it for 10 years, you think everything's great, and you decide you're going to remodel the bathroom and maybe put a new vanity in or a couple other quick changes just to freshen it up, and you start opening up a wall, and then a $2,000 remodel turns into a $10,000 or $15,000 remodel because you have to basically rebuild everything.
Right.
Go file a claim with your insurance company, and they say, nope, sorry, that's termites. It's not covered.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's completely preventable. Like I said, with the annual inspections, treatment, warranty, then you're covered. If the termites come back, you're covered for treatment. And generally, most companies give you some type of damage repair as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
you definitely got to get Connor out there. Connor Keller, insectiq.com. And do you offer free consultations, free inspections on some of that stuff?
Always, the biggest thing for me is I just want to help you out as a consumer. I really enjoy coming out and looking at issues, finding out what's going on, and coming up with solutions for it. Sometimes I can help you, sometimes I can't. But it's more important that I get an opportunity to get in front of you and talk to you and discuss. And maybe I can just give you some free advice. But always do free inspections. Not high pressure whatsoever. We'll figure out together what's going on and what works best for you as a solution.
Yeah.
So going back to bats, I don't mean to skip all over the place, but this is really good stuff that we were talking about that I think would be pertinent information that your listeners would really need to know about the insurance and about coverage and what you can prevent and what you can't.
Sure.
So bats are something you can prevent, but they'll seek shelter. Like every living thing in nature, in your house, in your soffit, in the wall of your house, in your roof. And a lot of times you don't know you have bats. They're nocturnal, so they're going to come out at night and feed. The bats we have in Florida eat pests. They eat mosquitoes and other night-flying insects. So they're actually a beneficial animal. Bats are the only mammals that can truly fly. They fly with their hands. That's kind of neat. Their hands are actually very similar to our hands. They're very similar to humans in physiology, being mammals. There's 1,000+ species of bats around the world. There's about a dozen or so in Florida. I primarily deal with the Brazilian free-tail bat and a little brown bat. Brazilian free-tail bats have huge colonies, hundreds if not thousands of bats in the colonies, and they've learned or they're uniquely nest in human structures. So whether it be your house, the roof, gable, the wall, things that we discussed. So once they get in and they start building up their colony, you'll start usually noticing an odor. Specifically, Brazilian free-tail bats have a very strong odor. You'll smell the musty smell from their fur or hair, also their urine and guano. Bats or any wild animal, there's a myth about bats carrying rabies or, bats have rabies. Well, they're less likely to have rabies than, let's say, a raccoon or a possum. They're not a ground-dwelling animal, so they're not going to come in contact with other animals that have rabies. And so their likelihood of picking up rabies is less than, say, a raccoon or, let's say, a fox or even a rabid squirrel. That'd be kind of crazy. A rabid squirrel running around your yard. I don't want to run into one of those.
Yeah.
So.
Bats are one of those things, you grow up as a kid, you see it on TV and you see like maybe the cartoons or something, but it's kind of an intriguing animal.
It is. And like I mentioned, they're beneficial. They're kind of scary too when you look at them.
Want one in my hair?
No, or in your house for that matter. I've had to do that where you get calls of them being in your house and you wake up in the morning and there's 2 or 3 bats flying around inside. You can just imagine.
Right.
It's not even Halloween yet. So,
so what about on the lake though? Like on the lake, they say that, there's a lot of mosquitoes, you get the midges.
Right.
And you hear of people bringing in extra bats or building bat houses.
Yeah, so bat houses are a great way to attract bats to your area or neighborhood. They're very difficult to get bats to go in. Actually, they have to find it on their own. There's a website, the Florida Bat Conservatory is a nonprofit in Florida. There's plans there that gives you all the materials you need to buy and then step-by-step instructions on how to build and install a bat house on your property.
Yeah.
Even down to where to put it to maximize its effectiveness.
Wow.
But I think they eat like 10 times their body weight every night in mosquitoes. It's crazy.
That's a lot.
And growing up in Florida, go out at night, as the street lights come on, you can see them flying around and kind of just scooping up mosquitoes as they go.
So that's where you'll see the bats then?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Anytime at dusk, if you go out in your neighborhood and the streetlights come on, just look up and you'll see bats flying around. When the birds go away, the bats come out, basically.
Nice. Huh.
So, if you get them in your house, these are the kind of things you want to look for. First, the smell. You can hear them sometimes during the day. They make kind of like a chirping sound. You'll see the guano on the side of the house. It looks like rat droppings that are stuck to the side of the house. And you'll usually see that in numbers. You'll see the rub marks. They're fur like rats. It's very greasy, so as they come and go from the house, you get discoloration on the wall or soffit. So if you see or suspect any of this, I would suggest calling a professional. It's not something you want to deal with yourself.
Right.
The biggest problem with bats when they get confined in small spaces like an attic or soffit, as they use the bathroom, their guano builds up, and there's actually a mold that grows in the guano that produces a spore that if you inhale that spore, it can cause histoplasmosis, which is basically a fungus of your lungs. It's not something you really want to mess around with.
Yeah, exactly. That's waiting for disaster to strike there.
Yeah, hopefully you're vigilant. You never let it get to that stage. It's pretty interesting how we get bats out of house. I don't know how much time we have in this segment, but I can go on about that.
We'll talk about that in the next segment here. We're coming right into a break. But Connor Keller, InsectIQ.com, the highly respected pest control expert in the Tampa Bay market, honeybee removal, all types of different types of critters too. We've talked about all different types of critters. So when we come back, we'll finish up that story and we'll talk about why you don't want to do it yourself as well, because we've seen some other issues when people try to DIY it, and it's not there's potential problems there that can be fatal, and we've seen it happen. All right, stay with us right here, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. Check out our book on Amazon. Become the MVP in your industry by surfing the radio waves. We're teaching people how to grow their sphere of influence. That's the business we launched with Ken Shamrock, Des Woodruff, and we're really excited about the growth and the launch of the Business Growth Celebrity Academy. And I want to give a shout out to our official hotel partner right on the beach, Bilmar Beach Resort. It's on Gulf Boulevard, Treasure Island, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought after destinations in Treasure Island area for years. And they have awesome setup there if you want a business trip, or if you want to, they have all types of meeting rooms. You can get married on the beach there. Bilmar Beach Resort. They've got the pool, the beach, and restaurants right there on site. And had an opportunity to check out the penthouse this last weekend. Really cool, awesome spot there right on the beach. Bilmar Beach Resort, our official hotel partner. Give them a call. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special incentives and offers just to our listeners. You're going to get hooked up with discounts. Bilmar Beach Resort, Gulf Boulevard, Treasure Island. And we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. And as you know, I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. And got a couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. This is a beautiful property in St. Petersburg, 215 12th Avenue Northeast, St. Pete. 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, $1.4 million listing of mine. And it's a beautiful property. It is completed now, and it is just north of downtown St. Petersburg, Old Northeast section. And it's over 3,750 square feet, $1.4 million listing of mine. 5506 Dallas Way in Valrico, River Hills Country Club, gated community, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot, heated, $540,000, just over $500,000 for this beautiful property, corner lot with a pool, and too many upgrades to list here. 5506 Dallas Way, Valrico, beautiful property here, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so let's go back to Connor Keller then. So we were talking, Connor, we were kind of in the middle of the story there. You were talking about, I think, the bats, was it?
Yeah, we were talking bats. So, we talked about how to figure out if you have bats or not, some of the signs to look for around your house. Remember, they come out at night, so a good thing to do in the evening is to go out, just do a quick survey and see if you see anything dropping out of the roof or soffit, especially if you suspect you have bats. It's imperative that you figure out where they're at and where they're coming and going from. So once you've determined all of that, what do? They're in your house, they're in your attic, they're federally protected, so you can't kill them, you can't exterminate them. You certainly can't seal them in, because then they're going to just start coming out inside your house. So one thing you can do is try to do it yourself. And most people, either get bit or fall off a ladder or seal them in your house, and then your wife's screaming at you because they're flying around at dinner time and it's not what you had in mind.
Yeah.
So the second option is call a professional. We'll come out, we'll do a survey, we'll figure out exactly what's going on. We know exactly what to do. Basically, you install one-way doors over their avenues that they're using to come and go. Use their biology and behavior to get them out of the house. They fly out of those doors in the evening to feed. You leave them up for a week or two, make sure everything is out. The other important step is to make sure everything else on the house is sealed up too, because once they can't get back in that one-way door, they're going to seek another spot, so they'll move over a few feet and go in that hole. So, any opening the size 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch or larger has to be sealed up, and expandable foam, wire mesh, any of your typical exclusion materials will work well for that. But so you got all the holes covered with those check valves or one-way doors. You sealed everything else up. You've left it up for a week or two. You've done a couple of follow-ups, make sure there's no bats left. The only thing that's left to do is to take down those one-way doors or valves and then seal up those remaining openings. And then you want to clean everything up. Remember, you have guano, you have all sorts of just nasty stuff in that, the smell, the odor. So again, that's where a professional will come in. We have all the products and materials, the stuff that we can treat those areas with, dissolve the guano, kill the viruses, kill the bacteria. But use a product that's not going to eat the paint off the side of your house or melt a hole in your roof.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because you're doing termites, pest control, all the different types of removals. You're using products that are safe chemicals or environmentally safe.
Sure.
How's the industry changed over the last few years? I'm sure it's changed, right?
Well, yeah. So, there's regulations. Locally, we're regulated by the Department of Agriculture. I'll take a moment to, send out a shout out to Adam Putnam. I know that government race is coming up. Adam Putnam's our Commissioner of Agriculture, has been, our commissioner responsible for pest control industry has been very fair. We've had some issues we've talked about, where a family got sick from a fumigation. He oversaw that. I know he's local. He's from the Bartow area. He's a Republican, a conservative. So he's got my vote. And I think that I would encourage other conservative Republicans in the state of Florida to vote for Adam Putnam as well. But besides that, so we have the Department of Agriculture on a state and local level, and then on a national level, of course, you have the Environmental Protection Agency. So both agencies are actively involved in registering pesticides and deciding what you can buy locally at Home Depot or Lowe's, and also what we can use professionally in the marketplace. But this is also, again, a good point of why you would hire a professional. We're trained in what material or products to use, how to use them, where to use them, how to apply them safely. If, God forbid, a spill or something like that happens, we're also trained on how to react and clean that up and to protect the environment. Our goal is to provide a pest-free environment to you without exposing you needlessly to pesticides, to really protect your food, your property, and your health.
Yeah.
It can't get any simpler than that.
Yeah, the DIYers, we talked about on previous shows, but, it's worth mentioning again is that, there was a family just a few years ago or a couple years ago maybe, that, they tried to do it on their own. They sprinkled the pellets under the house. The rain came. The rain reacted with the pellets or whatever it was, the granules, went through the roof because it was a crawl space, or went through the floor rather, and the crawl space killed the whole family.
Right. You hear about it all the time. All you have to do is Google instances like that. And there's a reason why we have Environmental Protection Agency. There's a reason why there's regulatory agencies that, look into these products and write those labels. That's probably the biggest mistake that most consumers make, is they don't read the label.
Right.
I'm guilty at Christmas time. I'm putting together the bicycle and there's a few bolts still left. They must have threw some extra parts in there. I never read the directions, so I probably missed a step or two.
That's what I thought they were. I thought they were always just extra parts.
Yeah, so you buy that product, that chemical from Home Depot. You think it's a pesticide and put it in the jug and spray it. Well, you missed the part about adding a gallon of water to it. Things like that. So most of the time, if you do have some type of bad reaction to applying pesticides, it's going to be a dermal allergic reaction. You're going to get hives. You're going to have that kind of reaction. It's not going to be a high toxicity to where you're going to be poisoned and die.
Right.
And there are exceptions to that, like Vicane gas. It's what we use for fumigation. It's an inhalation toxin, so it's odorless and tasteless, and that's the reason why you have to leave the house during fumigation.
Yeah.
But as long as you hire the right company that is very knowledgeable on a product label and is good stewards of the pesticides they're applying, then you won't have any issues.
Yeah, if you just joined us, I'm talking with Connor Keller, insectiq.com. He's our termite and pest control expert contributor for the Consumer Quarterback Show. And Connor, I wanted to talk about this as well, because in the past, doing several hundred real estate transactions a year, we talk about the idea of termite. Okay, so the termite, I've seen it happen a couple different times where you got the buyer's termite inspection, the buyer's pest inspection comes back and says that they're active, they're there.
Right.
And then the seller says, no way, I don't have termites here. That can't be right. And then they'll go through all the upgrades they've done. They'll tell you their whole list of everything that they've done to the home. And then they'll hire an independent contractor to come in and do an inspection, and they'll confirm what the seller said.
Sure.
So how does that happen?
It happens all the time, and it's perception. The saying goes, perception is reality.
Right.
And the report, it's called a WDO report. It's a state form that we're required to fill out and submit as part of the closing. Usually it's the bank, the buyer's funding that requires the termite inspection. They want to make sure they're not loaning money to a house that's going to fall down. It's being held together by a little stick of wood.
Yeah.
So, it's protecting their investment. So the form is very specific. It's broken down to evidence of termite activity, and you have to list what that evidence is. Like damage, what the damage is, what the insect that caused the damage, where it's at, and how severe it is, and then live termites.
Yeah.
So this is where most companies fail, or again, where perception comes in. Live termites mean an actual termite. You've visually seen it walking around, or it's on the ground wiggling around because it's swarmed, or you've opened up some damage and they're crawling around in there. Most of the time when an inspector fails or they check that off as live termites because they found evidence, it's a bad report. So that's one instance. Another instance is that inspector that comes out, they're only making $75 for that inspection. So their goal is to sell you something while they're there. So you have aggressive salespeople that may unethically put something on a report that is kind of gray. That's where it should
area.
be. Yeah. So good company's going to come out, do a thorough inspection. It should take an hour or two to do, non-biased, just the facts, ma'am, or sir, for that matter, and stand behind their report. They're also liable for what they put on that report. So if they say the house has no termites and then the buyer buys the house, moves in, 30 days later, termites come pouring out. There's some liability in that.
Yeah. Connor Keller, best in the business, insectiq.com. Reach out, free, inspections, consultations, termite side, and he'll help you make sure that your assets are free of all of those critters and termites and honeybees. So we want you reaching out to our expert contributors. Stay with us. When we come back, we have our feel-good story of the week. Beer delivery men talk suicidal man off bridge with offer to share a cold beer. Coming at you right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty.com, consumerqb.com. And giving a shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. Say hello to our friends at Replenish IV Solutions in South Tampa. The science of nutritional balance. I love going down there and right there on Gandy, 4511 West Gandy Boulevard in Tampa. You got the IV therapy, so you get hooked up to a vitamin bag full of all these awesome nutrients. They're bypassing your stomach and your intestine. They're going directly to your organs by going into the bloodstream. And this is something you should be doing at least once a month. Go down there and say hello to our friends Steve and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. They've got the fatigue fighter, weight loss, health and wellness, anti-aging, performance, all types of different amino acids and extras that you can throw in there. And go say hello to our friends Replenish IV Solutions in South Tampa and take them up on that therapy. And I do it especially before a trip or a flight. You know, I'm jumping on those and getting down there and visiting them. And it's nice and convenient. Quick little oil change is the joke, right? Get the oil change done. All right, so we've got some hot properties here. Platinum MVP Realty, 113 Seahorse Drive, Southeast. And this is unit number B, St. Petersburg, Florida. So waterside at Coquina Key, 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, 113 Seahorse Drive. And this is a beautiful development, great community, resort-style community. You've got panoramic views of the lake, and you've got the Gulf of Mexico there as well. Beautiful property at in St. Petersburg, Coquina Key. And 103 South Havana Avenue in South Tampa. 5 bedrooms, 3-bath, reduced down to $570,000. Charming South Tampa historic home. 5 bedrooms, 3-bath, over 2,450 square feet, heated living space. Beautiful property. And the owner is motivated. He's making a lot of money on Airbnb, but wants to sell it and kind of slow down with his rental incomes. 103 South Havana Avenue. Beautiful property in gorgeous South Tampa. Beautiful property.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, in studio today, we got Eunice Halstead, InsuranceRiskSpecialist.com, Connor Keller, InsectIQ.com, and I want to tell you something good here. Every day we're telling you something positive going against the nonsense in the mainstream media.
Tell me something good.
All right, so beer delivery men talk suicidal man off bridge with offer to share a cold beer. So 2 delivery men they saved a stranger's life by stopping to talk to him and offer him a cold beer. So while they're making their delivery rounds in St. Paul, Minnesota, Kwame Anderson and Jason Gable noticed a man hanging out to the outside of a fence on an interstate overpass. Hey, what are you doing? Anderson asked the man. If you're thinking of jumping, you don't have to jump, the man told Anderson. You don't know me. You don't care. Why are you trying to save me? Anderson responded, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be here right now. I thought about Denzel Washington when he's acting like a cop in movies. I said, well, I got to keep this guy entertained somehow, so if I wait for police, this thing may be over, Anderson said. For the next hour, Anderson made his pitch. Anderson said, if it come down from there, do you want to get a drink with me and talk about what's going on? Anderson ran to the truck, grabbed a case of beer, opened it, and told him, I have a pack of Coors Light for you. Follow me. The man inched across the bridge to safety. I did not know why I did this. I take a left and I go toward a bridge, but usually I always go straight, Gable said. We have a route that we do every Wednesday, and that wasn't the way I would normally go. It was part of the plan, but it was God's plan. So pretty cool story. Offer him a cold beer, get him off the bridge.
That's all he needed.
Yeah, he just needed a break. He just needed a beer 30, I guess, for him. But so a feel-good story of the week there for you. Let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored.
All right, top tips, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom. Eunice Halstead, Insurance Risk Specialist, InsuranceRiskSpecialist.com.
Yes, just keep in mind that we are entering peak hurricane season. Be prepared. Make sure that you have your storm shutters, your sandbags, whatever it is that you need, your non-perishables in case a storm comes. We're hoping to have a better season than last year, but you still have to be prepared.
That's right. Be prepared. Prepare for the worst and expect or hope for the best. Right.
That's right.
Get your generator. The generator was a big one last hurricane season. I ran one down to my family in LaBelle, and they were happy to have that generator, man. And
make sure you have proper property insurance and homeowners insurance.
Yes.
Before that storm is on its way.
Yeah, get it checked out. Get a review. That's a movement that you want to make right now. That's a smart money move. Get with Eunice Halstead. Find out, find a review. Get a review done. Find out what your current policies are, what you could be paying, and potentially save some money with Eunice Halstead, InsuranceRiskSpecialist.com.
Policy reviews are free.
Free review, 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. She's got an office conveniently located in Town and Country and could also set up other arrangements with you as well. All right, Connor Keller, Insect IQ, insectiq.com.
I want to take a second and ask Eunice another insurance question, if I could.
Cool.
My half lightning round. Eunice, what happens as a homeowner if you hire an unlicensed, uninsured contractor and something happens? Are you as a homeowner liable for that? Do you have liability in your homeowner's insurance for something like that?
That's a complicated question. I actually know somebody that's going through something similar. She hired a contractor, to do some work in her home, and it was a referral from someone else. She didn't realize that the guy was uninsured. He actually presented her with a copy of his declarations page, which was canceled.
Oh, wow.
When we looked on sunbiz.org, the company had been inactive for several years. So he was misrepresenting himself.
Wow.
If you have a situation like that and you don't know, yes, and if you get sued, anything that happens in your home, any damage to a third party, your homeowner's insurance through your personal liability insurance will cover you.
Kind of like the neighbor's kid that runs through your yard and trips over a tree root and breaks his leg.
That's right.
Same idea.
Yes.
So that happens a lot, and I hear horror stories all the time about people hiring unlicensed contractors and then paying the price, thinking they're saving some money, but paying the price later.
Right.
So I'll wrap this up. Just talking about bundled services again. One of the benefits of using Insect IQ, we're a full service company, so we can come in, and instead of using one company for, let's say, mosquito abatement, one for pest management, one for termite, you can call one company, and we'll come in a professional manner, effectively resolve all these issues. We have monthly billing, auto pay. We're a paperless company, GPS dispatch technicians. We have multiple licensed certified pest control operators on staff, and we're owned and operated by a licensed entomologist from the University of Florida. So we're a local Florida company. So we have expert solutions for Florida pests.
Nice. Yeah, that's going to help you there. InsectIQ.com. Connor Keller, InsectIQ.com. And let's do another round here. We got another round of consumer tips, and I would say this time of year a great tip would be to take a look at what your current policies are showing, as we just mentioned with Eunice's. Because how many times have you been in that situation where you have something happen? We've had some friends of ours recently with a burglary. So you start wondering, like, what are my limits? What's covered? What exactly is covered with that? But this is a good time to go ahead and the calm before the storm and get that review. So I would echo that to Eunice. So let's do another round here. Eunice Halstead, insurance risk specialist.
Okay, so when it comes to things such as theft, you have a deductible. You definitely will have a deductible, and in some cases, depending on where you live and depending on the what the company wants to do, you might have a sublimit. And that's something that happens a lot on the commercial side, but it can also happen on the personal side, that the insurance company will say, okay, so your total limit for your property is this much, but we will sublimit theft to this amount. So you may not be aware that you have a smaller limit for theft or for some other coverage than what you expected to have.
That's right.
So it's important that and insurance policies are boring and dry and
read the fine print.
Complicated.
Yeah.
So let somebody that knows what they're doing explain to you in layman's terms what you actually have and how you can improve your situation.
Perfect. Insurance expert, contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Eunice Halstead, insurance risk specialist. Connor Keller, we got about 30 seconds.
So, hey, just call me. I'd love to get together and meet you, look at the house, look at your business, see how I can help you out, maybe give you some free advice. If nothing else, just give you my name, number, email. You may need it in the future. Yep. Of course, you can always reach me at locally here, 813-930-2847. That's our office line. My personal email is connor.keller@insectiq.com. That's pretty easy. Or our website, of course, is insectiq.com. If you're having a stinging insect issue, we have a great website, allfloridabeeremoval.com. There's some really cool videos. a giant yellow jacket nest in the Ocala National Forest. Check it out if you have a chance.
Cool. Awesome. Good stuff. So thanks to our expert contributors, Eunice, Halstead, Connor Keller today. Great show. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing. Hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. And, of course, we'd love for you to follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, and Consumer Quarterback Show on Facebook. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing?
Set
Hi,
apart.
I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of
See, when
Platinum
you and I
MVP
get
Realty
saved,
and host of the Real Estate
when the
Quarterback
Bible makes
Show,
us wise
syndicated
unto
radio and TV
salvation
shows,
through
talk
faith in the
program
Lord Jesus
on
Christ,
iHeartRadio,
it doesn't stop
102.5
there.
The Bone.
Salvation's
daily, 5
not a
o'clock
get out
drive
of jail
time
card.
on 1380 The Biz.
Like
and
the
our TV
Monopoly
show is
game
on
where you just
WeBeam
stick it in
TV.
the back pocket
We're
of your
looking for real
jeans
estate
and you're
agents that
good
want
to
to
go.
join our team and
It's a
supercharge
changing
their
of your
marketing,
life.
utilizing some of our innovative
Because the
strategies.
purpose of
We
salvation
utilize
is
the
to
Real
make
Geeks
you
platform,
conform
Facebook
to
marketing,
the image of
internet
Jesus
marketing,
Christ.
and a lot of the
That's
traditional
not how you've
methods
been
as
living
well.
up to the
Postcard
moment you
mailers
got
mailed for
saved.
you.
But that's how
Postage,
you ought to be
signage,
living after the
business
moment
cards,
you're
all
saved.
paid for
And the
by the
Bible will
company.
help you
Aggressive
to work that
real
out
estate splits
and live that
and
out.
ways to help you win in any
Remember,
marketplace.
sanctification,
We need
big
you to
word,
go out,
holiness,
take
kind of
applications,
sometimes
and
a
work
scary word. It
our
simply means
plethora
set
of leads
apart.
that we're generating on a daily basis.
And that's progressive.
Reach out by clicking the form below,
Every
and we'd love
sermon
to
you
have a
hear and
confidential
begin to
interview with
apply
you.
to your life. Every Bible study you go to, every men's group where you have a conversation about Christ, every Sunday morning worship service, all of that begins to progressively set you apart, where you kind of go, you know what, I can't do that.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.